Alright, so today I'm going to show you all around, give you a quick overview of our different vegetable planting areas that we have in our new house. The garden that we built behind me, as you can see, was just one of the areas that we're going to plan on planting. And I'm going to talk a little bit about our future plans as far as vegetable gardening goes as well. Let me show you what I'm talking about here and help you get a better understanding and overview of the layout of our backyard / vegetable garden. Alright, so here is the raised bed we just built that y'all have all seen by now. Okay, now we just had this fence built when we moved in because it was in bad shape and we had to get it secured because we have dogs. Anyways, what I want to show you is along this side here, we had the survey done when you buy a house, and we had about almost 3 feet. This is where the fence used to be. You can see on this cement line here, the original fence that we tore down, and of course it goes around the whole yard back. Okay, so the property line was actually farther back, and so I thought we need as much yard space as I can get because we did get a smaller yard, much smaller than we had before, but it still is a pretty good size. So we had to push the fence back to the property line, and as you can see, a result, we have about a 2 foot space here, maybe a little narrower, of dirt. Problem is, it's almost too narrow to really plant anything on. As you can see here, I have planted some lettuce and Swiss chard down at the end. I just stuck it in the ground with no thought or anything. But the plan is one day I'm gonna rip out this cement. As you can see, here's my hand. This thing is very wide. It wouldn't be too bad if it was a lot narrow, maybe half the size, but this thing's huge, takes up a lot of space. And my idea is eventually to put a raised bed starting at this spot where the front of the cement is, and if I had that there, we'd have a nice vegetable garden planting area, although the side of the fence doesn't get a lot of sun, so I'm not gonna rush to do that yet because I'm not sure about the sunlight exposure as far as that goes. And then of course we got our raised bed down the side of the house as well. So that's just a little bit of future plans as far as this cement edging and little space between our fence and that cement edging. And this year, what I'm going to use this dirt for, it's my plans right now, my thoughts. I'm going to get my trellis that I got from last year, and I'm going to stake it in here, and we're going to grow our trellised items on this, cucumbers, maybe some pole beans, and that'll work really well, I think, although I'm not sure about the sun exposure on that side. And I really wanted to plant a flower bed or a vegetable garden bed along this fence line, but once again, the sun, there's no sunlight really shooting on that side of the yard at this time of the year. At least we're gonna watch and see how the sunlight does, because let me just pan up. We have one tree here in our yard. This, I believe, is a sycamore tree just starting to grow, and this thing is going to leaf out real soon. And then across behind us is another gigantic tree. Just imagine this full of leaves. And then of course this one too. So the sun is going this direction as I look at it across our yard, and I think the trees may block a lot of our sun. So stay tuned on sunlight exposure. And this year is more of a experimental / figuring out our new plans, layouts for the new house. So that's the backyard plan for there. Let me show you another vegetable garden bed that I'm going to put together this year. Alright, we walk on back towards the back side of our house. We have this area. I'm not sure if I showed y'all before. This is going to be our second bed. This is pretty wide, right? We got a lot of space here. I talked my wife into letting me use this for vegetable gardening. We're going to move these plants around that are currently here. We need to redo the front of the bed a little bit from what they planted, but this is where I'm gonna work and get this figured out. Maybe make some rows, and we can easily put green beans and squash and all different veggies here. Maybe some peppers. I might plant some tomatoes in this bed and in the other bed, just to test out the soil and sunlight exposure for the year. So that is our back side of our house, backyard bed. As you can see, our driveway drives back to the back side, and then through that gate there is our other vegetable bed. Now if I keep on panning around the other side of our house, we have this bed here. Pretty narrow. It's got a nice edge all around. I really like this to hold down the dirt, etc. We're gonna just leave the plants like it is for now, but eventually my idea and thinking was this could be a good spot for berries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, that kind of thing. Nice bush plants. But again, I'm not sure about the sunlight, because we did have our fence built here, and it's, you know, I'm not quite sure about that, how much sun it does get, although this stuff is growing just fine. So we're gonna watch that. This is a future plan thing as well. Right now the wife just wants to leave this stuff here. Alright, so I just got back from the nursery here. A lot of people ask me if I plant from plants or I start from seeds. Well, I do both. I buy seeds and transplants. Mainly the only things I buy transplant wise is tomatoes and peppers, because it takes a lot more planting. You really need to get your seeds for peppers and tomatoes started like in December for us, and I'm not really big at doing that. It's really cold and it takes a lot of time and dedication, I guess you could say. And this is just a little bit easier for me since we work so many hours. We work about 60 hours a weekend. So we're going to go with transplants on peppers and tomatoes. And so let me show you real quick as far as our seeds. All these seeds that I pick up here, you do not need to buy transplants for. These will grow very easily, direct seeded in the ground. I see a lot of beans and cucumbers and squash plants at the nursery for sale, but you just buy the seeds. You save you a ton of money and you can plant a lot more. I got the tender green bean there. I got a couple of different varieties of cucumbers. We're going to be growing our trellis like I told you before. I grabbed one watermelon. This is a smaller variety, so supposedly space saving, so we're going to see if that works. And then I got these sunflower seeds here. Check out my video on why to grow sunflowers. Explain more about that in that video, but we're going to plant some sunflowers. They look great and they have a lot more benefits in your vegetable garden as well, and you can eat them. And then here we got some different yellow squash, so those are those, and then of course some zucchini seeds. Come up this way. Here's the plants that we bought. I guess I could go through these real quick with y'all. This mint, I just had to get this. Smell it. This is a mojito mint here, and then I got another mint I wanted to show you. Let me find it in here. This one here is a strawberry mint. I mean, this thing smells unbelievable. So how to get those? You gotta have a little bit of mint. I'm gonna put those in a different location in our vegetable garden, because the mint will spread and take over anywhere you plant it. So make sure you segregate the mint, or it will be anywhere and everywhere that you don't want it. So plan ahead for a mint. And then we got this this plant here. I wish you could smell this. This is a curry. They call this a dwarf curry. But it smells like curry, and it's so fragrant, and we're gonna put that in our herb bed. And then I got one of these sage here. This is a golden sage plant. Alright, so as far as the tomatoes and peppers, well, Bodie was generous and gave us a few tomato plants the other day, and I bought a few more because I can't resist all the varieties. This Sun Sugar is deliciously sweet, small variety tomato we planted before. And then we got orange oxheart, Brandywine. I got a Caspian pink. I think I grabbed the wrong one on that one. This, let me pull this out and show you. This pepper here did really well last year for us. and got a Whopper, got a several varieties of peppers, jalapenos, sweet banana, red beauty, habanero, this a peppercini, and poblano. So there is just a quick look at some of the peppers and tomatoes, and then I did get a couple of things of the French tarragon, so we're going to get that planted as well. So there's just a quick overview of some of the things I picked up today. Let me get working out here, get this stuff planted, and get this bed ready for planting, amend the soil, and then we'll get that planted as well. Alright, so while I'm out here getting this bed amended, the soil amended, let me show you what I've got working on. Found me a little surprise in the ground, dug out this big old cement stump, came from there. I got all the mulch raked off the top, so we don't want to mix that in with our existing soil. This is going to be a little bit different amending versus our raised bed. We're going to use our existing soil that God gave us, and we're going to improve it with a variety of items like I show you before. This is my Burr compost, and it has an expanded shell in that bag. I add a little peat moss, retain water, and also that expanded shell and Burr compost helps break up our clay soil. And then I got some cow manure here as well, a couple of different varieties. I think I showed y'all maybe a couple years ago my grandfather's garden. The only thing he ever used and added to his vegetable bed was cow manure. So maybe I'll have to go back over there and take y'all a tour again this year of his garden, but check out my past video on that. And then I grabbed this vegetable mix. It looked good. We'll try it out. And so we're going to add all this and mix it in with our existing soil, and this will eventually be a vegetable garden bed. And it has a drip line in this bed. I pulled it out. Here it is. I'm going to rework this here for the drip line and kind of eventually do a new layout. For right now, I'm just going to put this back in there, but I'm going to kind of adjust it how I want it to run the lines in this bed, so it'll go down my rows. I think I'm going to do rows in this garden bed. But here's just a quick look at the process of clearing out and getting the bed ready. Alright, so that bed's all done. Got all of our soil amendments added. So this is ready for planting. Got to clean up my mess. And I'll add our weed fabric like I always do, and add our drip line, which is hooked up to our sprinkler system. So I'm going to lay that back in there for now. Eventually I'll modify that drip sprinkler, but we're going to go with it for now. And yeah, that's it. So there's us amending our soil for this particular bed. Alright, we're just testing out this drip line, make sure it's working before I cover it up with our fabric. As you can see, it is working just fine. Looks like it's the spacing is every 12 inches here. They have different spacing on these drip lines. So it's dripping, it's working. No holes pouring out of water. So that will work. Next is just to put our fabric and get everything planted here. Help him, Mama? Here. Alright, so that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more as we get ready. We get out here and start planting some of those plants that I showed you earlier. Get all that planted out and plant some of our seeds too. So make it a great day.